going on, everybody? It's time for some Pathfinder content. Now, I gotta say, I've had good feedback from, and it's my most watched video at this point is me working on this turd Pathfinder I got here that I drive to work every day, and it's been very good. I hadn't had to do a whole lot to it lately, which ends up being a good thing. But what I've found out is if I'm sitting in a drive-through or in heavy traffic for an extended period of time, it wants to try to overheat. And it doesn't ever get hot enough that it actually overheats, but you can start seeing the temp needle start climbing. And the air conditioning, you can tell that the condenser's kind of getting overwhelmed because the air conditioner stops blowing as cold as it should. And if that's happening on your vehicle, that is pointing to your fan clutch. Your fan clutch is singing its death song. It's not doing what it should. Now, over here at my house, and with my garbage and my junk, we don't replace fan clutches. We do what I like to call forced upgrades. And if your fan clutch is going out, I recommend doing an electric fan swap. And right now, I'm riding to the wrecking yard. We're going to find a suitable dual fan setup off of something. And more than likely, it's going to be either an Altima or a Maxima, because Nissan products, the dimensions on the radiator, especially if it's the same, if they're close to your models, they're pretty close. I mean, some of them are a little bit taller, some of them are a little bit wider, but they're pretty close. I successfully did a fan swap on my hard body, and I've rocked it for years. And if I go out there and fire that truck up right now, I guarantee you it'll still work, just like the day I put it on there. So we'll head on back to my favorite place and see if I can't source some parts. Y'all like the way that sounds? Oh, the bridge. I hate this bridge. So, I've done some things to this thing. Sounds good. It's not fast. But if you're interested in me doing a cheap and easy and whatever modification video for a Pathfinder, let me know in the comments below. Oh, something in the road. Let me over. So I'm here in my favorite place, and I just found out I cannot push a wheelbarrow and hold this GoPro at the same time. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find an R50 Pathfinder. Dang.
You got knocked the fuck out.
I cannot find an R50 with a VG motor in it. There's plenty of them out here with VQs, but I'm not sure if they have the same radiator. As a matter of fact, I don't think they do. So, based on my experience in the past, I'm just gonna grab a set of fans off this turd right here. This is a 94 Altima. And that's what you're looking for right there. And I need to hurry up because I'm about to get wet. Okay, when you grab these fans, just go ahead and cut the wires, because you're gonna need those. You're gonna need those plugs and those wires. That's what she said. Or he, I don't know what you're into. Look at how bad that looks. I made it out alive. I didn't get rained on. So what I was trying to do in that junkyard, what I was trying to show you is that it's kind of junking strategy, if you will. If you don't know, if you're doing something like I'm doing now, and you're kind of putting a part or retrofitting a part off of something else, if you go find your vehicle in the junkyard, and it's got to be just like yours, because I found plenty of VQ Pathfinders, but no VG Pathfinders like mine. And what I was going to do is I was going to find, pull the radiator out of that one, So it only takes a few minutes to pull a radiator out of, if I found one. And then I was going to go find a suitable fan. But I couldn't find a VG Pathfinder. Every one of them in there were the VQ models. And I was running out of time. I really didn't want to get rained on. So I just grabbed what I knew would work out of that 94 Altima. Those are getting kind of hard to find. You're in the 90s. Notice that was the only one in there. Most of them are mid-2000 Altimas and Maximas in there. And it will probably work, but it's not going to be exactly like this video. I also want to add that the principles of doing electric fan swap in this video, you know, finding the other one in the junkyard and all that other stuff I was just talking about, it'll work on any vehicle. It'll especially work on Frontiers and Xteras and anything else, Nissan for sure. And you can even put it on pretty much anything. If you just go to the junkyard and find a radiator like the one that come out of your whatever, and then find a fan that'll work on your whatever. We're back, we're live. Got my fans, my junkyard score. And I went by O'Reilly's and picked some stuff up. I don't know if I'm gonna need these yet. Inline fuse holders. What's that thing called? Add a circuit holder. And fan switch, check out that part number. Pretty sure this is the exact same one I've used before. I know that was a Hayden product, and I ain't had no trouble with them. But keep your receipt, just in case. It's got lifetime warranty on it. You can get a new one. Let's get with it. Let's get this radiator out. First thing I want to do is get this piece off. The snorkel or air duct or whatever you want to call it. Unplug. Mass airflow. Crank it back here. Take a pair of pliers. Take these vent hose clamps off. Then gently take that out. Oh, look at all the room we got now. Take the fan shroud loose. You take these two things off. This is what holds the radiator, and it's got a clip in the bottom. Forgot to say too, probably need to drain the radiator. I got my pan underneath, so hopefully I won't make too big of a mess. That's part of pulling a radiator out. This is one of the easiest radiators to pull out of any vehicle on the road, in my opinion. That out of the way. Put you over here. I gotta get that bottom one off. There's also two if you have an automatic transmission, there's two lines, transmission lines that run to the bottom of the radiator. You're gonna have to crawl underneath and pop those loose. And you need something for that automatic transmission fluid to run into. I don't have that problem because I have an automatic, but I have an external cooler here, and I'll bypass the one in the radiator. So the bottom half of this fan shroud pops off. There it is. This piece. If you're just doing a radiator swap, keep this piece. But we're doing an electric fan swap, so don't need that. Fan shroud comes up. Gently work it past that fan. Yep, and you can go bye-bye too. We don't need you no more. Now here's the part where we take the fan off. You have 4 10mm bolts that you have to take out. Most of the time, you don't have to take off the belt, but the belt will kind of hold it on there. So I'm gonna try anyway. I've done this before. I have to tell you, if you're doing a radiator swap, this is the unnecessary part. Skip this if you're watching this video to learn how to take the radiator out. This is electric fan swap stuff. All right. Fan. Bye. See what I'm talking about that pulley? The belt will hold it on there. On all those nuts that you took off, you're going to put them right back on there and tighten them up. Here comes the part I was trying to do in the junkyard. So I'm going to do some trimming, but as you can see, look, I mean, it's the exact same width for an R50 for this 94 Pathfinder. It's not all the way to the bottom, but don't let that worry you. Make sure that you got them set in the right way. This part goes up. Actually, I got a test fitted up here, and it don't line up no better than that. Look at there. What I did is I took old LDI blow and I cut that ear off, and actually that fan shroud boss on the radiator lined up perfectly with this. So that's gonna keep me square, but that's not the only thing you need to do. I'll show you. Stand by. What I ended up doing to mount this thing, look at it. Got the one bolt up here that I used off the original fan and the original boss, and I used self tappers like that. Now make sure you don't self tap into the actual fins because you'll have a radiator leak, but it's okay to gently do it on this big flange on the side. When I did the electric fans on my hard body, I couldn't use that method with the tech screws. I had to come up with something different. So because the radiator and a hard body is about that much narrower, it's probably like that for a Frontier too. I haven't done electric fan swap on an exact Frontier. All the dimensions are slightly different. You got to figure out how to get it mounted up. But look, she's mounted. She's ready for action. Let's do some wiring. Just did my first test fit. Check it out. Look at that, it's beautiful. Now I had to make some modifications to get that to work properly, and I will show you right now after I pull it back out. Alright, this is where I had to clearance it. Take a look right there. Took a pair of side cutters and I cut that piece out to make clearance for that, the gearbox. Alright, let's check out these wires. I did not like the switch being mounted here. Decided to put it right here. As you can see, I don't have any fan interference. And that will make it much more accessible in the truck because you can come right in there and turn the screw or change the relay or whatever you want to do. Now let's talk about what all these wires mean. Blue and orange, they go to your fans. It's your hot wire. Red is your main power. That goes over to the battery. Yellow is your switch wire. That goes to something in the truck that is on when the switch is on. And here's your temp probe. Your temp probe, you're going to have to put it somewhere under the top radiator hose. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And finally, you have the relay ground, which is this black wire. And you have the AC signal switch, which is this green wire. If you don't have air conditioning, or if you don't want to wire into your air conditioning, you can use that green wire as a manual on switch. You just get you a switch, find a power, you can have it where you can turn it on with your switch. You don't have to hook it to your compressor. I'm going to splice it into the wire that goes to my compressor so it'll come on automatically when I turn the air conditioner on. Alright, here's your temp probe. You buy that kit for this thermostatic control fan switch. It comes with this little kit here, and it came with this thing. Now I'm going to have to undo my screws and move this fan a little bit, and I'll show you how to put it in there. Alright, take a Phillips head screwdriver and come down about right here and gently wiggle it through, because you want to make a hole. See these fins right here? Or these little tubes? These jobs? That's where the coolant runs through. So you don't want to poke a hole in that. But these fins are just the things that release the heat and to cool things off. But you kind of want to just kind of easily go straight all the way through until you, and I'll feel it. There it goes. You take this piece, this square foam piece here. It's got a spot for you to put the sticky side towards the radiator. Pull it through, and find the hole, pull it through, and that. Then you have this piece. See that hole right there? Actually, I screwed that up. You want to go next door. Alright, you're going to take this, and you're going to come in to the fins right beside it. So my hole is there. Pull it through, like so. Take your other square piece, insert it through like so. Move this back. You're going to stick the probe through the radiator. There it goes. Okay, you get it. Don't do what I just did. Drilling that close to the radiator, because when it goes to shoot through, I almost caught that radiator and destroyed it. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to do here. You just want to get a place for that probe to go through that's close to the water inlet. Now let's tie this up all nice. Now you remember when I was in the junkyard, I said to cut the plugs off. Make sure they go with the fan. This is going to be the reason why. If one of your fans go bad, your fan motors, you can just order one for an Altima and put one motor on it. Later on down the road. Then all you have to do is unplug it. Now, these fans came from the factory on Altima or Maxima or whatever. And they had a high and a low. And the ECM determined that. I always wire mine to where it's either off or high. There's no in between. I just let the switch handle the rest of it. If you want to get fancy and figure that out, that's more power to you. But that's the way I've always wired them. I ain't had no trouble. Now if you look at this plug right here, see the clips on the bottom? You're going to take both the wires that's closest to, wait a minute. Yes, you're going to take both the wires that's closest to the clip. You're going to put them together, and that's your power. You take both of these guys at the top, put them together, that's your ground. This is the final result. This is what you want it to look like. See the two on the bottom are by themselves, the two on the top are by themselves. Well, I'm calling it top and bottom. Away from the clip and beside the clip. Now let's do a little update before I stick this thing back in the truck. Here's what we're looking at. Notice I got my plugs. I've got it wired. The orange and the blue go to the fans. I've got both of them wired in so it'll run full speed. I got the ground run over here. I got the ground for the switch itself. All this is going to be one ground. I did the same over here and I added, it came with, the switch comes with one, where's it at? It comes with that. But it only has it for one of them. I don't know. I added two of them. Bam, bam. And then down here, when you get this Altima, let me see if I can undo it for you real quick. When you get this Altima fan from the junkyard, this piece here is going to be turned like that. All you have to do is push it off and turn it around, and it slap. Wait, no, you don't turn it around. You put it on just like this. How'd I just have it? Just like that. Voila. It's pointing in the right direction. Let's stick this thing in there and get everything wired up. Looky there. Radiator's in. I got this side tidied up. You don't want wires everywhere because you got belts and pulleys and fans back here spinning. This is what I did with the all the grounds, including the little black wire. Can you see them? That goes to the switch, and then these two big guys right here are the ground wires for each individual fan. And I grounded it right here. You have to take this off, take the radiator out. So in the future, if I take the radiator out, it'll just be boop, and then everything come out one piece, fans and all this stuff. I haven't tidied this side up yet, but I figured let's do a, look at this shadow. It's not gonna work. We're gonna do a test. I've got these stuck in this hot wire here. See if I can get it to come on. There it is. This wire loom stuff is good stuff to have on hand. I usually keep this laying around somewhere. Stuff like this. I got 2 or 3 different sizes. It's cheap when you're doing wiring projects like this. And somewhere around here I have my electrical tape. Here it is. So I'm gonna use this stuff right here, and I'm going to try to tidy up all these hot wires. We're getting close to being done for the day, so it's middle time, you see. Put you right there. So, might have told you at the beginning of the video, I can't remember, I might have edited it out. Red is your main power wire for this switch. Yellow is ignition. If you want to have an after run feature, which means after you cut the truck off, it will continue to run until the temperature drops, which could be a good or a bad thing. It's up to you. I've run them like that before. I used to have a E30 BMW back in the day, and I had a single fan setup on it. I think it come off of a Taurus. I can't remember what I got it off of, but I used the exact same setup switch, and I had it on after run. My hard body, it's in the backyard, I had it on after run for a while, and then I converted it over to using the actual ignition switch wire. It doesn't matter. You can do it either way. The green one goes to your AC or a switch, so you can do a manual override. I have the manual override hooked up with the green wire on my black hard body in the backyard. I'm not hooking this up today. I'm getting low on time. It's beer 30. All I'm gonna do is hook these two guys directly to the battery right here and get it ready to go, and we're gonna test it out and see what happens. Take a look at my hot side here. Look, I got me some loom on it. I secured it with a zip tie right here. All I did is just drill a hole in the top of the fan shroud. And then I think that clip right there is what the Altima used for its vent hose. Works perfect. It pops right in there like it's made to go in there from the factory or something. Now, does this look like a factory setup? Nah, it don't look like a factory setup, but it's decently clean. I got no wires in a belt or a hose or the fans themselves. I think this is going to work pretty good. These fans suck. Watch this. This is what I was talking about, the after run feature, because I got the yellow wire hooked to the positive. See, they're still running after I cut the truck off. Well, that's all I got for today. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked it. Now, I got part 2 of this coming up, because I'm actually going to hook up the ignition side. I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to splice into the air conditioning compressor wire to make it work completely. This is a stopgap. Now, if you had like a race car, or if you had a trail rig that didn't have air conditioning, you just wanted it to be like that, you can run it like that. It's no issues. So I can drive it back and forth to work, everything will be fine. But if you want to see the rest of this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I'd appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like button there on the thingy there and help me go up and all that good stuff. I got other stuff coming up. I don't know when this video will come out. I got a baby that's going to be due here very shortly. But I appreciate you watching to the end of the video. Come back and see me.